here we go. Hey guys, Brad here, and today's review is going to be on a Bosch router table. This little guy is the RA1181. It's a super portable, handy little router table for taking to the job site. You could have this in your shop if you want. It's super light. Don't really know what that weighs, but not a lot. And yeah, it's just something really handy to have. So let's just kind of go over some of the specs that are on this, and we'll plow some wood through it, and I'll kind of give you a little demo here. So it's got this metal top measuring about 27 inches long, and depth on it is 18 inches. All right. The unit itself sits at 14 3/4. I've added a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood to the bottom. I just bolted it to the bottom here. Reason I did this is so that I could clamp the plywood to a table if I needed, or I could screw it to a base, just making it a little bit more secure. Another thing you can do with this table, which is pretty sweet, has all these screw holes, so you could slip this into a table if you wanted. You could mount a block of wood on here and have an outfeed table, which I've done. There's lots of different ways to sort of incorporate this into your workshop. You could drop this in next, like right beside your table saw, and have these sort of mount in. So it's very, very handy, very versatile that way. It's not the most accurate of tables. You know, this isn't like the Virtus router tabletop that Lee Valley has. That thing is amazing. I'll do a review on that as well one day, but right now this thing is mainly for me. I use this on job sites where it's light, it's portable, fits in my trailer, and I can just, you know, use it as a round over table. Or the last time I used this, we were making some tongue and groove cedar, so it was great to have on site because I was matching to what we had there, and yeah, it just allowed me to fabricate on site really, really easily. So it's kind of been handy that way. Now, some of the other specs here, we've got some Holddowns. These are okay. They're kind of flimsy to me. You know, they're not the greatest, especially how it connects into this T-track. I don't really like how they've done it, but it works. So these are okay. They're good to have. Keeps your work held down, right? This too, you know, you've got a couple nuts on the back. You can get this right down. Keep that dust collection happening. It also protects your hands, so that's nice. Never wear gloves when you're using a router. If you slip, it'll catch your glove and pull your finger in there, so you never ever want to wear gloves. The one thing I love about this table, see, this kind of catches, it's not the greatest. I'm using a Bosch router underneath here. Can you see under here? All right, so there's a Bosch router, and on the top here we can adjust the height. So you just unlock there's a lever on the side of the router. I don't know if you can see it. And then normally you'd adjust the height with this, okay? But there's a rod that extends up right here, and I can adjust it from the tabletop using an Allen key, or I had this other fancier Allen key that had a handle on it, but I can't seem to find it. So if you need to adjust, you just stick it in here and you can turn it and it'll adjust the height of this very, very easily. Okay. So super convenient when you're trying to set your heights. And then you always make sure you lock that lever back on your router. Otherwise it could just work itself down and, you know, fall out essentially. So that's pretty cool. It's always nice to be able to adjust your router on a table from the top side. And a lot of them have like cranks or little handles. This one's just an Allen key, so that's totally fine too. This fence is fully adjustable. Okay, you can take it right off or you can slide it around. And there's these collars here that pop out, and you can put in smaller ones or larger ones depending on the size of your router bit. Okay, so if we're using a huge bit, I would use this piece here. If I'm using a really small piece or router bit, I'd use this one. And they've just got this onboard storage right here. Okay, now this is how you slide the fence around, is just these two nuts. And you can move back and forth wherever you need to be, and then you just lock it down. You've got the nuts on the side here for these inserts. If they get damaged, you can make a new one, slide it in. So that's pretty sweet. And then on the table itself, it has measurements, some markings right here, up to 2 inches. So when we're setting this, we want to set it on the 0 right here. So we want to slide this right up to the 0. It's mostly important if, if we didn't have a bit with a bearing, but we're just going to demonstrate with this. I'll get it up onto 0, as well as we're going to use the bearing. So all is good. Then we lock it down with these nuts. Okay, it's all locked down. And then we hook a vacuum up to here. And I'm just using a rigid vacuum hose. Fits perfectly, just like that. And it's going into my Festool vacuum. Now, excuse me, what's cool about this is that your vacuum back here, it plugs into this board, okay? And your router plugs into this board. There's 2 slots up in here. So when I flick this on, it'll turn on the router and it'll turn on the vacuum, and we're good to go. We don't need to turn on everything separately. So it's all controlled through this master switch. And that cable's over here on the side, and there's storage right here for it. So the cable's back in here somewhere, and then you can just wrap it around here for storage. So overall, I like this router table. I think it's super handy. I think if you're just getting into carpentry, and you want a router table, definitely don't overlook this one, because it's a decent little table. I don't know if you're going to be doing like cabinet doors and stuff on it. You could, but it's not really that level. It's more just an affordable way to have a router table that you can just mass produce stuff on, roundovers, whatever you're doing. It's just really handy to have, and it's not super expensive. So yeah, I'm happy with it for what I need it for. If I'm doing anything else, it's like crazy fancy. Like I said, I have a different table for that. But yeah, this is great. So let's do some routering. Okay, I'm going to stick my ears in here and put on my glasses. And we've just got a cove bit. So I'll show you the dust collection. That's kind of what I'm demonstrating here, is the level of dust collection, and it's really good. So, okay, here we go. So I'm going to turn it on. Use a piece of 3/4 inch MDF. Set this height. All right. Let's put it through. Okay, so we just put a little cove on that. So the dust collection is pretty good on this. It'd be even better if I had lowered this just to create a little bit more suction. So let's try it again. Okay, so here we go. So pretty simple, guys. It's just a router table. Gets the job done. Does a good job. The router is the Bosch 1617 EVS. So that comes separately from the table. It's a big kit that I've had, and if you're looking for a good router, that is an amazing router to have, especially if you're just getting into the game. I would highly recommend that router over any router in the market right now. It's affordable, it is super accurate, and you will never ever have a problem with it. So love to hear some comments from you guys, what you think, which router tables are you guys using. There's a million of them out there. There's also, you can make your own, which is pretty cool. So yeah, just leave some comments down below. Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, hit that notify bell, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up. But until next time, keep on crushing it. We'll catch you later.